Hi everyone. This is the journal entry for July 21st, 2012. If I feel kind of slow or sluggish or sleepy, I took my anxiety medication not so long ago, and it's actually at its peak right now. So kind of a stressful day. Today was just started off good, and it kind of hit rock bottom. Actually below rock bottom. I was fine this morning, slept in. We got to set the alarm clock last night, so I think we slept till almost noon. Stayed up till almost 4 last night watching movies together, me and my husband. So that was pretty cool. Well, kind of cool. Except that he did mention today that he's not sleeping. So that means he's not taking his medication. So he kind of tells on himself, which is amazing how guys really don't think about stuff before they say it. But my day today, I actually played a beta game on Facebook, which I wish I would have never joined. It's like slower than a snail to get anything done, and you gotta restart it and refresh it constantly. It's rather annoying, but hopefully they fix it. It's kind of fun. It's kind of like the Sims game. If anybody ever plays that, I enjoy the game. It's kind of calming, relaxing. Yeah. Just spent about 3 hours doing that. Actually got like a whole bunch of neighbors, so it took a little bit more time. Besides that, I really didn't do too much. I had actually planned on going outside today. With this anxiety thing, I'm trying to step outside my comfy zone, and I have not been doing that for about the past 2 weeks. I've been more of a hermit. I just go out when I have to, which is not exactly healthy for social anxiety people like me. You kind of have to push yourself past your boundaries just to learn how to function, figure out where your triggers are, and all the other stuff. I'm sure I've mentioned this in other journals. But today his nephew came home early. Wanted to know where my husband was, and I just said I didn't know. I didn't notice he had a bottle, say a like blue bottle or something. I thought it was laundry detergent, which honestly I was like psyched. I was like, oh my god, he's only buying something for the house besides like hot dogs and chili or frickin' steak and chicken, which gets eaten in like 2 days. I don't know where these guys put it. I really don't. It's amazing. So it actually was not laundry detergent. It is what actually set me off today. After my husband got back from the store, they were talking. Not sure what exactly. I was on I think I was on Google at the time, updating some stuff and stuff like that. I'm trying to get all my stuff connected and start new stuff on the web. Paper journals just don't do it for me no more, so it kind of blows. But I did catch a clip of a sentence, like at the very end. He said that he had sprayed the backyard. So I kind of like peeked it from the computer. I'm like, what? Spray the backyard? I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? And I just kind of sat there and like my heart stopped for a second. Seriously, it felt like I was in the fall to the couch for some reason. I was sprayed the backyard, and the first thing that popped into my mind was when he sprayed the front yard. He sprayed some kind of pesticide that's actually supposed to kill the weeds, and it ended up killing everything but the weeds. I don't know what kind of stuff he uses. He works for a landscaping company, so whatever he's using, they seriously need to change it, because it does not kill weeds. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's not funny, but our grass is dead, all the flowers were gone. We actually had orange lilies in the front yard. They were beautiful. I mean, they smelled good. They were like orange, vibrant lilies. They were gorgeous. And my daughter actually enjoyed playing with them. She used to go outside and do the whole fairy princess thing. She was young, like at the time, 3, 4, around that age, maybe 5, but that's kind of pushing it. So it's just the age where, you know, it's the memories that you don't want to lose type thing. And it kind of upset me that, you know, he killed the flowers. Like, kind of sucks, they're gone. And I actually enjoyed seeing them in the front yard. It would actually, you know, help me remember my daughter when she was smaller. She used to wear these little, like, tiered skirts. They were like a pink and green one. I guess they call them like hippie skirts. They're from the children's place. They were from that store. And it came in like 3 shades of green and like 3 shades of pink for like each skirt. And she would like constantly wear them with these off-the-wall t-shirts and her tights and little high-heel shoes. She used to dress herself like Hannah Montana, or try to. So it would actually bring a smile to my face when I came back home, and I could just picture that in my head. And they were no longer there, so it's like when I come home, it's just, you know, nothing but dust, dead grass, dead flower bed, and weeds everywhere. So not exactly helping the grief process there. Kind of took a step back when that happened. Anyways, back to the story. He did spray the backyard with pesticide again to kill all the weeds. He said he sprayed everything, and not everything back there's a weed. So again, he took it upon himself to spray everything back there just to kill it, which is awesome if you're into that kind of thing. But I kind of have the impression that it's between my husband, his nephew, and uncles, and they kind of had this all figured out, and nobody failed to mention it to me type thing. So that was rather upsetting. After that, I kind of tried to control myself for a second or two. I think it was a second, maybe like a millisecond, and I started getting angry. I could feel it. I mean, I could feel my heart going faster. My fingertips started to tingle. Palms got sweaty, and my stomach started to knot up. So what I done was I grabbed the bag that he had brought back from the store and just tossed on the couch, which had my stuff in it, which I find extremely rude, that either you go out to buy something for somebody and you can't just stick it where it belongs, you gotta toss it at them. That's my husband. A-hole sometimes. Anyways, so I stuck all my stuff in there. I stuck all the cords, my cell phone, my earbuds, everything. Just stuck it in the bag as fast as I could. And I came upstairs. I turned on the music, like, loud as hell, just to drown out my thoughts, basically. It, honestly, for the first time I could say it did not work. It actually compounded the problem more than it helped. So that was a first to me. Usually if I turn on a stereo, either low, loud, or medium, whatever, or like blaring, it usually works. Today, maybe it was just the selection of CDs I had in, but it actually made it worse. I got more angrier. And the more I thought about what he just said, what he'd done, I started having flashbacks, little images of me being back there with my daughter and playing with the dog, her dog. His name is Monster. See, I can't say animal names, just choosing not to say people names. And it was kind of like a playground back there. It was, she had a very vivid imagination, so she was a fairy princess back there sometimes. She was just a princess, or she tried to be the Little Mermaid in the pool, all this and that. And these certain flowers, actually I will see if I think I have them on my phone. I don't know what they were, honestly, I never found out. Kind of annoying actually, I tried to. I'm not sure if you can actually see these. Might be a little bright. Yeah, you can't see that one. Hang on. Maybe that one might help just a little bit. You can see that. There we go. There's like all these little flowers in the backyard, and I mean they're like everywhere in the backyard. They're gorgeous flowers, and she called them her princess flowers. And I got pictures from when she was 3 and 4. I think mainly 3, half of 4. By the time she was 5, she was more into video games and talking to friends and stuff like that. But I do got some pictures of her in the backyard. And she had her hair short. She was a cutie, and she used to play with them. Well, I played with them first. I touched them to see if I would break out. They were fine. So it was just like, I don't consider it a weed. It was more like a plant. I don't see why he killed it. I mean, the whole backyard was that way. It's been that way for years. So all of a sudden, it's got to change. I wonder why. But that's what she used to play with, and I started having pictures of that. Just me in the backyard with her taking pictures with the cell phone or the camera, and usually she had on a tutu or her Tinkerbell dress sometimes, or a princess dress. She always had to wear some kind of fancy slides or high heels, and I practically had to like hold her just to get her down the steps to go into the backyard, because she just couldn't manage it. And so after having all that happen, I eventually snapped. Kind of what happened. Yeah, I tried to pick up the room. That didn't calm me down, which that usually works. So first strike, played music. That always works. Today it didn't even touch it. Second strike, I tried to straighten clothes. Didn't even touch it either. So that was, today was a new one. Actually crossed a line that I have not done before. Something new, like a whole new place I've never been. Grief sucks. It really does. So I've never actually grieved. I know when my dad passed away, I have mentioned that I turned to drugs and alcohol, so I didn't actually deal with the grief. I just blocked it all. So this is like the first time experiencing it, and not to say that it wasn't hard that I lost my dad. It was extremely hard, which is why I turned to doing what I done. But actually having to have memories of somebody that you brought into the world, and like they're not with you anymore, that seems to me, myself, more intense than actually losing your parent. Don't take that the wrong way, anybody, but it is a little bit harder. For me anyways, it's harder, because I've always wanted to be a mom, and as you know, I have PCOS, can't have no more kids without having to pay. So it's making the grief even worse, actually, the fact that I know that I can't get pregnant on my own, and all this stuff starting to pile up. So back to it. Don't want to get too sidetracked because I'm at 14 already, you guys. I did actually come upstairs, try to calm down, like I said, didn't work out. Stereo cleaning, straightening up, didn't do anything. My mistake was going back downstairs. Usually when I'm upset, I stay in like one room, stuff like that. By the way, I did write on the wall. We'll show that at the end of the week. Each weekend, I will show you my walls. And he's on the wall. Yeah. So, I'm sorry it's taking so long. I am seriously sedated right now. I'm sorry. To everybody who's watching this, but after anxiety, this is what happens. This is kind of what you look like. You're extremely sleepy, fatigued, kind of out of it. So I did go back downstairs with the basket of dirty clothes from up in the master bedroom, our bedroom, and I was out of the bathroom to get the rest of the clothes, which honestly, I'm going to try to describe this the best I can. It may be kind of sketchy. When I get extremely agitated, angry, hostile, volatile, whatever you want to call it, there's like minor empty spots. There's like, I saw this, and this happened, and then poof, there's an empty spot. And then this, and this happened. So there were a few empty spots. I know what I said, the most hurtful ones I do remember. But I do believe my husband asked me to go in the bathroom. He tried to explain something to me. I've been trying to remember. I don't remember it. He said something. I saw his mouth moving, and he was staring in front of me, but my mind was mentally murdering him. I don't know if anybody ever has anger like that, where you just think about like smacking the crap out of somebody, but you don't do it, you just think about it, and you just like picture it in your head. Well, that's kind of what I was doing today, and I was doing a good job. And I got interrupted. I think he raised his voice or got too close or something. I got a personal boundary when I'm mad, and if you cross it, poof, it's like a freaking volcano going off, which did happen. I know I was screaming at him about grief and something else, and I think I did scream at the top of my lungs to get the fuck out of my face, which while my voice sounds like shit, my throat's burning right now. I did a lot of screaming. Yeah, it was, I slammed the door, locked the door. See, good thing, locked it. To me, when I lock a door, it's not to keep people out, it's to keep me in. I hope somebody out there with anger issues understands this. If a door is locked and I go for it, then I know to take a step back and like breathe before I go out that door. So basically it's like a personal deterrent that I subconsciously do. Like I don't remember locking the door, but the door was locked. So after that happened, that's where the blank spot comes in. Did this, and then blank. I don't know what happened after that. I do remember being in the kitchen after a while. I went to the basement floor to do laundry. I put the basket there, and my husband said that he wanted to talk to me, which is basically kind of along the lines like his nephew doesn't know what happened with my daughter. I can't say our daughter because she came out of my belly. He's not her father, he's her stepfather. That sounds even harsher. And I stood there by the sink, like in the corner, away from him, just trying to, you know, give myself some space so that he knows not to come near me, because I'm back in the corner for a reason. And just the fact he said that, you know, I need to watch what I say or do or stuff like that, because his nephew doesn't know what's going on, and he doesn't need to know what's going on, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he can figure stuff out. He's not that retarded. my kid's not here, I'm in a mood constantly, I'm kind of depressed. Dead giveaway. There's something going on. Where's the kid? So I don't think my husband actually put 2 and 2 together. I think he is a 2 and a 2, but the plus sign's missing. Or he's missing a few marbles. I'm not sure. I got into a little bit of a spat. His nephew actually came. If I can kind of do this, like there's the kitchen. Just picture the square is the kitchen. And like on that side, right? Oh my god, I hate this camera. Right over here, there we go. This side is my husband standing here. Then I'm in the sink, like right about over here. And then the nephew is over on this side, which is actually by the basement door, going down to the washer and dryer, that kind of stuff. And I didn't know that he was standing there until like he kept on peeking over that way. So I'm like, okay, he's standing there and he's fucking actually listening to my goddamn conversation. So it frickin' set me off even more. The fact that, you know, he loves to butt in. He is nosy, I have noticed. Like he will ask like a question just out the blue, and half the time my husband answers it for no reason at all. So I'm just staring like, what the heck's going on? Do you know what you just said? It's like unbelievable. And I started going off about, you know, it's the grief, and I can't grieve in the house with you two here, because half the time you want to just be intimate. Didn't say that word. I chose a harsher word than intimate. I guess that's my husband's way of grieving, is to just relieve himself physically, which is actually kind of disturbing in a way, but men are different, I guess. And then I said it's kind of hard to grieve when everything that I have memories of that like made me happy, that I can actually remember, your nephew is destroying. And he was actually standing there at the time. And he said something about how I'm getting upset again a little bit. He did apologize to my husband, not to me, which even made it worse. Besides the fact that he can't stand women, or just certain women, it's just, he's very confusing kid. He's 21, but he sure doesn't act like it. But he did apologize to my husband, like I said, about trying to take care of my husband and his uncle's property. And I stood there in the corner for a second. I was just thinking, oh great, so basically he's saying that the house belongs to my husband and to his uncle and to him and the family, but I'm not involved in that picture. That seriously hit a stone. It really did. So I went off and like, you know what, right? You work here, you pay the bills. You also work, you pay the bills. I'm just the third wheel right now because I can't work because I'm still grieving. And I just went off. I was like, I can understand if my husband might have tried to explain that to me. But coming from a 21-year-old, a freaking kid who just started out in life, saying that he was sorry to my husband for taking care of their property, was like basically a bitch slap in my face, which I think most people, or man or woman, would kind of grasp where I'm coming from. And it hurt me, it did. I did say that, you know, that you both work, you both pay the bills, I'm just the third wheel, I'm not actually supposed to be here. I know I did say that part. Yeah. And I did mention how it doesn't even feel like a house anymore. I said that it never did feel like a house. I said that basically when I was here with my husband, I'm still here, obviously, same room, and when my daughter was here, that the house actually never belonged to us, that it belonged to your family. I did get hostile about that. I blew up. I've never been so insulted in my life, and I have heard some stuff from men that has been extremely hurtful. But to basically say that, you know what, to hear it from somebody else who just started out in life, like I said, who thinks swear to God, he knows it all, and always trying to compete with his family to do the best or be better or get the best this or get the best that, is retarded. And he always has to be one up on you, no matter what it is. It's like he doesn't give a rat's ass about the way you feel. He really doesn't. So I made that comment, and he got the one up, saying that the house belonged to David and his uncle and him, and he's sorry for maintaining the property. It's not the fact that you killed all the flowers in the front yard, the grass in the front yard, or that you killed, you sprayed everything in the backyard to kill it. It's just the fact that, you know, maybe I wish that somebody would have asked me or just mentioned it before it happened, so that maybe I could have gone back there, taken out a twig or a root, put it in a pot, so I could stick it in a room or stick it in a windowsill, for God's sake, so that I could still have that flower and have it to remember. I'm grieving, and it's a happy memory, and I'm trying to keep the happy memories, and it's like they're all being taken away and destroyed by this kid who insistently has to spray everything. So, and the fact that, you know, basically I gave him my daughter's bed to sleep on downstairs. His friend came by, that was a while ago, and he was actually sleeping on my daughter's bed. I mean, sheets and all, just sleeping on his bed, and I didn't even know that he was actually in the house till I opened the door, I believe, to check on a bunny. When I saw him there, I'm like, holy crap, who are you? And I was kind of surprised. And they both have the same name, so I think that's why I didn't know that he was there. When my husband said that he was in this room, because they both have the same, it totally threw me off. And again, my husband didn't even ask, you know, can my nephew's friend do this, or even ask, do you mind if he sleeps on your daughter's bed, or this room, or it never happened. And I'm starting to realize that that happens a lot. It really does. It really does happen a lot. It does. I've been keeping notes, journals. I lost a lot of video blogs, as I said before. But I have noticed that that does happen a lot. Even when I was in complete meltdown, hostile, angry mood, trying to defend the reason why I was so pissed off is because, don't laugh, but you killed my child princess flowers, as she called them. And my husband's telling me to be quiet, you can't talk about it because he doesn't know. And then I got his nephew saying, well, I'm just trying to fix the property, basically saying for his family, like, I'm not included. So I'm sitting there with guys at both ends of the kitchen, and I'm hearing what each of them has to say. In the heat of the moment, the truth always comes out. Always comes out. And I was done. I'm like, really? You fucking feel that way? I just went off. I'm like, okay, great. You know what? I'm done. I did say that within a couple weeks, I wanted to get a job. I wanted to save up money and get the hell out of the house. I was done. Again, for like the 4th or 5th, 6th time, I did say I wanted a divorce also. The fact that he could not stand up or just stick a toe down and say, hey, you know what, maybe you need to step back just a little bit because she's going through something right now that you don't understand and she needs her space. But instead, it's like he stood there with his nephew and they were taking sides against me, which actually shows a lot about my husband, which I'm afraid to say. I talked to a couple of his exes, not going to say names again. I spoke to like 3 of them, and was warned before I got in a relationship deep. I was warned before the marriage. I'm hitting 30 minutes. I'm so sorry, guys. This is going to be a long one. And I chose to take that chance. So it kind of stings. I don't feel like I belong here right now. I'm not saying it in a negative way. It's just that when you're married to somebody, you're supposed to take their side, which is like a given. I actually have family across the country, uncles, aunts. I got 2 moms, 2 stepdads, brothers, the whole shebang. I got a sis, but we're not talking. My husband has been incarcerated before for something that I choose not to mention right now. I might do that at a later date, kind of a big one, but cat's in the house. But the messed up thing is that even to my friends, when I first met him, my co-workers, my sister, my family, my mom, I stand up for him every single time. I'm like, and some of the families, they know that he's in trouble. I kind of got the hint that they figured that out already. It's just that I haven't told them what it is. But I still stand up for him, even though he acts like a total jackhole. So, yeah. That's what you're supposed to do when you're married. You're supposed to stand side by side, stand up for each other, be there through sickness in the house, and all the other good stuff. And I'm not getting the good stuff. I'm getting all the bad stuff. We don't talk like we used to. We don't talk about my daughter that much, unless it's like something really important. Then he'll talk about it for a little bit and drop it. Whenever he has to buy me something, because I'm not working right now, like if clothes, for instance, or personal hygiene products, or hair care products, he complains about it every time. I know the last time I went out clothes shopping, I think I spent like $75, which is like really not that much, but I got like a lot of stuff. It's actually through a wholesale store type thing, and it's just the way that when you check out, like, he just kind of tosses the card to you, like, here, pay for this. So that's been happening a lot for the past year. And that's my husband on the bed. Anyways. So, where was I? Oh, the whole same massage of shit. Okay. I'm cursing a lot on this one. Again, I'm medicated. I apologize. YouTube, please don't block this one. Boy. So I kind of felt like... Do you ever feel like... Okay, actually, I'm not going to do that. I felt like a pinata. That's a good way to describe it. And like I'm being attacked by both sides. Okay, because again, there's like me, right, by the sink. And then they're on like either side of the kitchen, and my husband's trying to tell me, shut up, he doesn't know about what's going on with this and that, he doesn't know about Tabitha, he doesn't need to know about the grief and everything that's going on. Then I got his nephew saying that the house belongs to, you know, and he said that he was sorry about the property, trying to improve it or take care of it. The property that belongs to my husband and his uncle and his probably his freaking dad too. The hell if I fucking know. So it's like being completely cut out of the picture when you're standing right there in front of everybody. So again, like I said, in the heat of the moment, the truth always comes out. So the truth from his nephew. Can't stand women, can't stand me being there. Obviously, I'm not included in the house at all. That one pretty much fucking came out the bag. I knew that already, just waiting for it to play out. My husband, on the other hand, was more disappointing. I actually wanted to start destroying his stuff just to make him see how it feels about losing stuff that's important to you. But I can't do that because he has all his kids and grandkids, so he doesn't understand that. But the fact that, you know, he told me just to basically shut the F up and don't talk about it in front of him. He doesn't know anything. Instead of saying, you know, hey, maybe we shouldn't talk about this in front of her, or you might want to take a step back because she's going through this. He chose not to do that. He just stood there looking at me and looking at him, going back and forth. Like, yeah, I think you guys know what I'm saying. So again, heat of the moment, truth came out. He showed how he felt. The whole getting married, standing by each other's side crap is not in his agenda. I should have listened a little bit to my mom's and my sis, his exes. Which, you know, honestly, I didn't believe his exes. You know, exes talk trash all the time, and always the ex that had the worst of the whole relationship, and they come up with this big story, oh, it's so terrible, woe is me type thing. And actually come to find out that a lot of what they were actually telling me is actually has already happened or is happening, which is disappointing and frustrating, deceiving, heartbreaking. I mean, need I go on? Seriously? I can make a list. My heart hurts right now. I'm getting chest pain. Anxiety. Yay. So, I know I did mention in past journals that, you know, I never felt this was actually a home. I don't know if people know what that means. I mean, like, there's a house and there's a home. The house is just the place where you live, and the home is like, you know, where there's like love and affection, and you step into it and it just like, you could just feel it. It's like a complete home. It's a happy home. You guys all get along. That's how I was raised, in the home. With love, compassion. We fought, but not like the way I'm doing in this house. Because it's not a home. Actually never was a home, starting to realize. I tried to pretend it was a home because I like to live in my, believe I will quote my husband and say, angel world, which was said about 3, maybe 4 years ago, somewhere around there. So, yeah. So basically I set up for tonight, and I'm thinking, you know, I got all this crap for the house to decorate. New curtains fill the rooms, not picking out colors in my head and everything else. And what his nephew said was something that my husband didn't have the balls enough to say himself. So I know where I stand. So I know you're probably going to watch this, Mom. So it's kind of frustrating. I will apologize for stressing out my stepdad. So sorry, you guys. But maybe you might understand just a little bit more after I just explained that to you. So, starting to wake up a little bit. That kind of means I'm getting anxious again, so I gotta be careful. I don't know what else to say. It's like, if you've ever been in a relationship, like the one before this one, it was domestic violence relationship. Freaking awful. Not at the beginning, of course, it's perfect. And then, you know, it just takes that one hit. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm never going to do it again. And of course you believe and you stay, and there has to be freaking hospital visits at the end. But, it's kind of like that. Not to say that it's the same relationship, it's not even close. He doesn't, yeah, I can't lie about that one. But anyway, it's like, you know, there's a line in the relationship. With my last one, I saw it coming about, I would say by the 3rd month that I had moved in with him. He actually attacked me in his basement. He blamed me for taking his money from his drawer. He was high at the time. Not that that's an excuse, it's not. So I actually lost some hair that night. Came up with this weird off-the-wall story for his mom, which I'm sure she's just staring at the both of us like, you're so full of shit. And that night I saw that line, like, okay, if I don't leave right now, I'm so totally screwed. And the messed up thing is that the next day he was so calm and mellow. I'm like, okay, well maybe he can change just a little bit and it will get better. And you know, he was perfect the next day. If I remember right, we went out shopping for like 2 or 3 hours. These guys never do that crap. So that should have been like a gigantic red flag or something, flashing lights above my head. His head. I know that we actually went to a couple of jewelry stores, got stuff from there. That was another big red flag. And his thing was always bringing flowers. He would always bring flowers home. So, if you can take a wild guess, I don't like flowers that much. Except for 2 flowers, which are lilies and orchids. I love them to death. Those I will always take. But as to the other ones, they can go in the garbage can. But with my husband right now, it's like, my line was years ago. Believe it or not. So, my whole family knows this, so it's no surprise to you guys. But it was when he messed around with a certain ex-wife, girlfriend, baby, mama, whatever the heck you want to call it. I really don't know. But it wasn't the first time, it was the second time, and he lied both times. I actually found out from her first. Because, you know, he starts acting weird, and he starts to text better, and he starts to text these words that he never used before. I'm like, no, there's something going on, this ain't fucking right. And I actually got his cell phone one day with my phone, took some pictures of the phone numbers, and I went online, I got the addresses and names, and of course she popped up. So I called her like a week or 2 weeks before he actually found out, which is amazing that we both talked that long without giving ourselves up. Kind of scary too. But I did do that. And she sent me a lot of text messages, like straight from her phone. She said that she had saved them all, because she had a feeling that he was still with somebody. But she said that she didn't think it was me. She said she thought it was somebody younger. Which a lot of his exes have said that too. The other 2 said that he, you know, likes them younger, so I'm not going to go there. But the voicemails and text messages that he chose to send to her were actually more compassionate and thoughtful compared to the ones that I might get, which for the past like 2 or 3 years it's been like, hey, call me, bye, love you, click. And I think the ones that stick on my head the most were my line. That was my line, which I'm about to get into, was when he left him for his ex-person. saying how basically he missed the kids and wanted to take care of his kids and this and that, whatever, and talking about how much he missed her and stuff like that, which was in a lot of the voicemails. So that was my line right there. I crossed it and I kept on going. I'm sorry to say I did that. After that happened, my sis got sick, shall we say, in January, and she sent me a few more voicemails that she said she was afraid to send me. So I was talking to her for a good couple months, trying to figure out what was happening and what goes on, and she told me the truth, you know, that basically he just gets bored and he wants to go have fun with other girls besides just the person he's with, which I guess is some men's taste, not all men, gentlemen, but anyway. So that was when I was staying at my sister's trailer for, I think I was there for like 2 or 3 days, maybe a week, something like that. And she sent me some more voicemails. I will not say what the last ones were that she sent me. The text messages that she sent along with those were when he was at work and saying things about, you know, do you want to F and this and that, whatever, and basically begging to get sex from her. And I decided to snap my phone in half and stick it in a glass full of salt water. Not the smartest thing to do, but there were kids in the house at the time. There were 4 little kids. So it was kind of hard to keep it straight with my sister being sick and having to watch 4 kids and having to deal with this stuff. So I think my daughter knew what was going on. She actually asked how come the phone wasn't hooked up. She was the only kid that asked. And she asked if her daddy had done something wrong. And that was the first time I actually scared her. We were standing in the kitchen when she asked me that. And I slammed down the phone. And I said something like, he's not your effing dad, and he never will be your effing dad, it's just all in your effing head, and she ran away crying, so that took about a day to get her together. But after all that BS and everything else, I done the most dumbest thing a person can do. Honestly, most people would have pretty much blown a gasket or done anything at all in reaction. And I done it mainly because of what he responded to my question. I asked him what, well, first I asked, my sister asked me told me to ask him what he planned on buying me to make me feel better, because he had done what he did. And he said nothing. He said that he wasn't going to buy me a damn thing, which was his exact words. And I asked him something about how he was going to prove that he wouldn't do it again. And he said that he didn't have a fucking damn thing to prove to me. And he never will. It's amazing how the hurtful things stick in your head the most. So I actually, I met a trucker and invited him over after my daughter went to sleep. I call it an affair, even though I did ask for a break from the relationship. I still see it as an affair. It's just the way that I was raised. Even though we weren't together, it's still not something that I would normally do. So, yeah. It was a different experience. It's kind of creepy and scary. I'm smiling. It's not a happy smile. It's a holy crap, kind of like he could have been a psycho smile. Yeah. He knew how to do things without leaving marks, which is what freaked me the hell out. I know that my ribs on my right side, there were like 3 of them that were sore for like almost a fucking year, like a whole year almost. I'm like, how the hell did he do that? And that totally freaked me out. I know the next day he came by to see me, or the day after, and my sister was there, and she's like, don't tell him a thing, he doesn't need to know. And of course me, you know, I can't keep that shit inside. I can't keep secrets. I'm not a secret person. I gotta let it out, because it just eats in me. I got a conscience, people, just to let you know. I care too much, and my conscience will eat me alive. So I told him, and it's like he got upset, and then he just kind of let it go. And we ended up having sex the same day. Yeah. Just not the reaction I was expecting. Most of them would be like, oh my god, you're effing blankety blank blank blank, and yeah, he didn't do that. So that right there kind of proved that basically it's like I'm just a piece of you know what. Kind of what it felt like. And today did take the cake for me. I mean, completely took the cake. The fact that, you know, he's telling me to shut up and calm down, that he doesn't need to know what's going on in the house or in my life, or whatever the hell you want to say. So, not the right thing to say to a woman who's grieving and mad. To shut up and don't say anything because he doesn't know nothing about it. Pretty sure he does, because he knows I have a kid and the kid's not here, so it doesn't take a rocket scientist, unless of course he told him something and I'm boiling the beans. So I got his nephew's opinion, which is that the house belongs to Dave, his uncle, him, and his dad. And I'm not in the picture no more. And I got my husband's response, is to shut up, sit the fuck down, don't say nothing that you're not supposed to unless I think it's appropriate. Oh, and don't forget, this is his body, as he always says. He can touch it whenever he wants. Ain't that nice? Anyways, before I get too carried away, I will have to let this go. I will probably finish up tomorrow morning if I got some time or something. I know his nephew asked him what he's doing tomorrow, so they'll probably be going out like usual, so I'll do it then. Again, sorry for the lack of eye contact, and yeah, usually I'm good with this. Tonight, dealing with stuff. I'm trying to keep my mom in Florida calm and relaxed. She knows kind of what's going on, that's the whole thing. Mom in Cali pretty much knows everything. Not talking to my sis. She totally hates my guts right now. Childless. Can't get pregnant. And I don't belong where I'm living. So if anybody is watching, and this is a nice long little journal, I would love some feedback as to what you think, what you feel, that kind of stuff. I know I can't be the only one who would flip out the way I did. I mean, seriously. I don't have much of my daughter's stuff in the house. Most of it, the toys and stuff, got misplaced for some reason when somebody was staying with us. don't know where they went to. Kind of amazing how she lost clothes and her favorite toys, stuff like that. So she doesn't have much stuff left that I can actually keep and stick in the trunk without having to like chain the fucker down because there's too much stuff in there. And again, I have mentioned I have memory problems. Not sure if that's stress, PTSD, or being beat about the head just a little bit too much, but it does affect my memory. That's why I have said that I do take a lot of pictures as much as I can, filmed, which of course, you know, people will get mad. They do tend to flip me off, say, hey, promise I'll take my picture. Or they act like complete idiots. Or actually, I can show you one picture. Actually, I need permission now. But, yeah, his nephew, nasty picture. Nephew's uncle, nasty picture. His other uncle, I don't really talk to him because he's kind of like a Sasquatch and scary. But I take pictures to help me remember my life. I keep journals to help me do the same thing. Keeping videos right now to help me remember moods, the way I look, the way I act. And it's kind of more personal to actually see your reaction on tape instead of just on a piece of paper. It's kind of impersonal on paper. Face to face with yourself is like, holy cow, I really like that. So, again, I would love some feedback on this topic, please. I am coming close to another line. I believe I told my therapist that. I have told my mom and Callie about that. Hi, Mom. I know you're going to watch this. I believe I told my husband that I'm starting to act the way that I did. I will pack up my most important things first. Keep them handy. Kind of like a pack and fleet type pattern. And I don't have any time to grieve when I'm here. At least that's the way it feels to me. It's hard to explain. It's like you're in the same house that your child is in, so I see her in like every room almost. Especially when we used to do cookies together. Oh my gosh, she would fight over trying to lick the bowl, and her whole head would be in the thing. So it's those kind of memories that I don't want to lose. But it is kind of overwhelming when you have to go outside, which I have not been doing, as I said, and you can actually envision your child standing in the front yard playing with kittens or playing with flowers or acting like Spider-Man, or standing at the bus stop in her school uniform, going to the grocery store, letting her pick out her junk food. So it is starting to take a toll a little bit. I am turning into a hermit more than I would like. So I'm not going to keep on going, I guess. I'm getting a little teary-eyed here. If anybody has any advice on grief, let me know. Anger, let me know. The situation I just described, please let me know. I know, but I've talked to a couple people, I know what they say, but that's going to take a lot of balls, and my balls are kind of shrunk right now. Anyways, I will do this tomorrow morning when I'm not as heavily medicated. I'm finished again, and I'm getting little bags under my eyes. I'm getting sleepy. So I will do this tomorrow. I hope you all have a great night. So tomorrow I'll be more open-minded and calm down. Hopefully, I will hopefully be able to remember more. Anger does tend to block my memories out. So thanks for the advice, guys, and thanks for watching, Mom. I love you guys. Good night.